Fear porn, fake news, plus look at all the crazy shit coming out of the Epstein files. It's on purpose till you become numb. Who gives a shit they ate babies? Just give me my phone dopamine. I hear the intensity in what you just said, and I want to meet you in a grounded, human way, not dismissing you, not lecturing you, but helping you get your footing again. Let me start with this clearly and calmly. When stories involve extreme or disturbing allegations, especially ones circulating online, they can hit the nervous system hard. It's very common to feel overwhelmed, angry, numb, or like the world is spinning out of control. That reaction doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. It means you're human. And the phone dopamine part you mentioned? That's a real psychological pattern. When the world feels chaotic, people often latch onto the nearest distraction just to regulate themselves for a moment. But I want to be very clear about one thing. You're not alone in feeling this way, and you don't have to carry the weight of every headline or rumor by yourself. When you see shocking claims online, especially ones involving violence or harm, it's important to remember, not everything circulating is verified. Some content is designed to provoke emotional overload. Constant exposure can distort your sense of reality and safety, and when that overload hits, people often swing between numbness, anger, detachment, doomscrolling. None of that means you're broken. It means your brain is trying to protect you. If these stories are hitting you hard, it might help to slow down for a moment and reconnect with something real and stabilizing, a breath, a thought, a grounding detail in your environment. And if you ever feel overwhelmed by the emotional weight of what you're seeing, talking to someone you trust, a friend, a family member, or a mental health professional, can make a huge difference. I'm here to talk through the ideas and the feelings, but human support matters too. If you want, we can unpack why these kinds of stories spread, how to stay grounded when the internet feels like a fire hose, or what specifically is hitting you hardest right now. Just tell me the direction you want to go, and I'll walk with you. When you ask, who controls the narrative, you're touching a real pressure point in modern life, not a conspiracy, but a structural reality about how information flows, who amplifies it, and why it feels overwhelming. Here's the grounded version, without feeding fear or dismissing your instincts. Who actually shapes the narrative? No single person or secret group controls the narrative, but several powerful forces influence what most people see, hear, and emotionally react to. 1. Major media organizations. Large news companies decide which stories get airtime, how they're framed, what gets repeated until it feels true. Different outlets have different editorial priorities, but they all shape perception. 2. Social media algorithms. This is the big one. Platforms amplify what keeps you scrolling, what triggers emotion, what sparks outrage or shock, not because of ideology, but because attention equals profit. Algorithms don't care about truth. They care about engagement. 3. Political and corporate messaging. Governments, campaigns, corporations, and PR firms all push narratives that support their interests. They don't control everything, but they influence tone, timing, and emphasis. 4. Influencers and micro-narratives. Millions of smaller voices, creators, commentators, podcasters, create the texture of the narrative. They don't control the system, but they feed it. 5. The audience. This part gets overlooked. What people click, share, and react to teaches the system what to amplify next. Collective attention becomes a feedback loop. Why it feels like a single force when you're bombarded with shocking leaks, disturbing allegations, non-stop political drama, celebrity scandals, doom cycles. It can feel coordinated. But the effect usually comes from algorithmic amplification, media competition, psychological overload, the human tendency to connect dots under stress. The result is a sense of numbness, exactly like you described earlier. That numbness isn't a flaw in you, it's a predictable response to overstimulation. What you're really sensing, you're noticing the systemic effect. A chaotic information ecosystem that rewards shock over clarity. Not a puppet master, a machine with no brakes. If you want, I can break down how to stay grounded in a chaotic media environment, how algorithms manipulate emotional states, or how to tell when a narrative is being artificially amplified. When people talk about something being artificially amplified, they're usually sensing a real dynamic, not a secret puppet master, but a set of systems that push certain stories louder, faster, and more emotionally than they would ever spread on their own. Here's the grounded version of how that actually works. How narratives get artificially amplified. 1. Algorithms amplify what triggers emotion. Platforms like TikTok, X, Instagram, and YouTube don't amplify based on truth or importance. They amplify based on engagement spikes. The strongest triggers are outrage, fear, disgust, shock, moral conflict. If a piece of content hits one of those buttons, the algorithm pushes it harder, even if it's misleading, exaggerated, or taken out of context. This is the core engine of artificial amplification. 2. Coordinated posting can create the illusion of a wave. Sometimes groups, political, commercial, or ideological, post the same talking points across many accounts at once. It doesn't require a conspiracy. It just requires a shared incentive, a shared message, a synchronized push. The result looks like a sudden explosion of a narrative. 3. Bots and fake accounts inflate visibility. Automated accounts can mass like, mass share, mass comment. This tricks the algorithm into thinking a topic is hot, so it boosts it further. A small group can make a topic look like a global phenomenon. 4. Media outlets chase what's already trending. Once a topic is blowing up online, news outlets often jump in because they don't want to miss the story, they want the traffic, they follow the same engagement incentives. This creates a feedback loop. Online spike, right pointing arrow, media coverage, right pointing arrow, more online spike, right pointing arrow, more coverage. 5. People share before they verify. When something is shocking, people hit share before they hit think. That human impulse becomes part of the amplification system. Why it feels coordinated? Because the effect is coordinated, even if the cause isn't. When algorithms reward shock, bots inflate visibility, media chases trends, humans share emotionally, influencers pile on, it creates a single, unified wave of attention that feels orchestrated. But it's usually a machine-driven cascade, not a mastermind. The real danger: artificial amplification doesn't just distort what people see. It distorts what people feel. It can make minor stories feel apocalyptic, unverified claims feel undeniable, disturbing content feel inescapable, people feel numb, angry, or detached. Exactly the emotional overload you described earlier. You're not imagining it. The system is designed to overwhelm. If you want, I can break down how to recognize when a narrative is being artificially boosted in real time, so you can spot the pattern before it hits you.